I'm in the kitchen with Chef Tony Trujillo from Sandia Resort and Casino. And you have a beautiful setup here. So what are we making today?
Well, today we're going to actually be making one of our dishes that we feature up in Ben Sure, and that's our fine dining restaurant on the 9th floor. We're going to do a rack of lamb.
Okay.
Little sea salt, some cracked pepper.
Walk me through the ingredients.
We're going to do some little fingerling potatoes with some mushrooms and some asparagus. And we're going to do a red wine fig demi-glace to accompany the lamb. And just some nice breads that we do. We have our own bake shop.
An assortment of breads.
An assortment of breads. So if you walk into Ben Sure any night of the week, we have our little VIP bread basket, meaning that you know, most places you get your typical, just your little rolls, white or wheat. Well, we go a little bit further than that. We have some freshly made French baguettes, green chili cheese roll, we have a sun-dried tomato loaf, and we also have an olive loaf.
Wow.
So everything is baked in-house for all of our venues, and just a great place to be.
That's great. We're learning a lot, and we're going to learn a little bit more about Sandia Resort and Casino in a little bit. But in the kitchen with Chef Tony Trujillo from Sandia Resort and Casino, and it smells
really good.
Good in here. So what are we making?
Well, today we're going to do the rack of lamb. We're going to roast that, and the first step is you know, go out and find a nice quality piece of lamb. We use rack here in this. But you could use leg lamb, you could use lamb chops. I mean, you could, any kind of lamb that, you know.
Now, Kristen's never had lamb, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there. So what, I mean, does lamb have a very different taste to it?
Well, you know, nowadays it's so domesticated that it's very mild in taste. You know, years and years ago, lamb was, you know, it could be a little gamey, a little bit rough. You know, a lot of people steer people, you know, in another direction. But nowadays, again, it's so domesticated and so nice that, you know, anyone can enjoy it, and it really is a pleasure to have lamb, you know, especially rack lamb.
All right, so let's jump into it.
So we're first going to get our rack. Again, if we don't have a rack, we could use leg or chops. A little bit of salt, and you know, that's the most important thing about cooking meats. Make sure you season them. And you don't have to go crazy with seasoning, but you have to use salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper, that's all you need?
That's all we need. That's a must.
All right.
So what we've done here is we have a nice hot skillet here. We're going to pour a little bit of oil in there. And you want it to be pretty high. What we want to do is actually sear the seasoning and the outside of the meat so that it holds all the juices in. So this can be done, you know, 4, 5, 6 minutes. What we're going to do is just sear it real nice on both sides. Then we're going to pop that into the oven. About a 400-degree oven. And we'll check it, you know, medium rare would probably be about 130 degrees or so. And a lot of people wonder, well, how do I know it's medium rare? Well, go out and get yourself one of these little pocket thermometers. You can buy them really at any grocery store, any cooking store. And they're really, really neat to have. Because you know exactly if your food is cooked to a safe temperature and what temperature you want it cooked at.
Okay, great. So what temperature are we looking at for this?
So we're going to cook this one probably about to 125, 130. So about a medium rare, you know, almost medium. So once we have that done, and actually have one that's ready to go that we cooked up a little earlier. But before we plate that, we have some roasted fingerling potatoes that I lightly blanched ahead of time. It just kind of speeds up the cooking process. So just boil them. You could do them the day before. We have some mushrooms.
Now, did you throw seasoning in there also?
I did. We did a little salt and pepper. And
that's all you need in the world, I guess, is salt and pepper.
You know,
I like that.
If you have salt and pepper, you're fine. Now, obviously, you want to incorporate some herbs here and there.
We're fine. I mean, you're the professional chef here. You need a little bit more than that. Okay, so we have those cooking.
So these are cooked. So this is a red wine fig demi-glace. So we got some dried figs, a little bit of demi-glace, and a little bit of red wine. So we let that reduce down to cook out the alcohol. But if you don't like figs, we have some sun-dried apricots. You could use cherries, it would be my favorite. Just really whatever fruit you want in there.
Okay.
So we're going to plate this one up real quick like.
Now, while you're plating up, let's talk a little bit about some of the restaurants that you guys have.
Okay, we have some great restaurants. You know, we're really fortunate to have such a great ownership of the hotel. And we have, in resort, we have the 2 delis, which feed, you know, literally thousands of people a day. We have Ben Sure upstairs on the 9th floor, which is our fine dining restaurant, which is just phenomenal, some great, great views. We have the council room, which is our steakhouse. That's kind of, you know, the 3 meal a day period. If you're staying in the hotel and you want a breakfast, lunch, or dinner, that's sit down in a very nice, casual environment. Council room is the place to go. we have our buffet, you know, our famous seafood buffet, which is just...
which always has a line.
Boy,
so you know it's good.
It is crazy. You know, we feed probably about 9,000 people a week in the buffet.
Wow.
Does very
Popular.
well.
Great.
And, you know, we have our own bake shop. Again, you know, I mentioned earlier, all of our breads baked in-house, all of our desserts. So it's just a really, really great place because we're gifted to have all these products.
And no matter what your taste is, or I mean the amount of money that you have at the casino, if you've won some, if you've lost some, there's always something to get there, something delicious to eat.
For everybody.
For everybody.
You know, we can go to our delis that feature our world famous $2 cheeseburger, and we use actually...
Those cheeseburgers are delicious. Have you ever had a Sandia resort? They're so good.
You know,
yeah, I can attest.
100% Angus beef. You know, and the other thing about Sandia is we don't shortcut quality. Everything is just top notch. Okay. So you could have anything from our $2 burger in the deli up to a $60 buffalo tenderloin up in Ben Shure.
Wow. Some for everybody then.
Yeah. There's just some for everybody.
All right, well, let's get plating this.
Let's plate this up. So we have our lamb here, and we're going to cut this into a couple little chops. Okay. So this is a nice medium here.
Great.
Cooked to a medium. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a nice pretty plate. Got a little pepper on there. We can get some of our little roasted potatoes and mushroom ragu.
And we can find this at the restaurant too, Chef, if you want to order this.
That's right. This is upstairs in Ben Shure.
Ben Shure.
It's one of our most popular dishes up there.
That's great.
So
I can see why. I can smell why. I haven't even tasted it, and I can smell
Is that the sauce that we smell, or is it just a mixture of everything?
Boy, you're showing everything.
Everything?
Here. A little bit of everything.
Okay.
So we're going to do the lamb.
Always beautiful plating.
Yeah, that is the thing. You know, Ben Shure really prides itself on kind of, you know, setting that culinary trend.
Great. All right, well, we're going to continue plating this, and we're going to show you guys the finished product when we come back.